What's up, you guys? I am Extra Eric, and welcome to the first video of my new series, Top 5. For this series, I'll be listing off my top 5 favorite of whatever the topic may be for the video. It could be songs off an album, albums by an artist, different pop moments, whatever the topic may be. And I thought, what better way to kick this series off than with my top 5 favorite songs off Jeffree Star's iconic Beauty Killer album. We all know Jeffree Star is ruling the makeup world at the moment, especially with the release of the cremated palette and collection, but I feel like a lot of people became fans of Jeffree once he started Jeffree Star Cosmetics, and they weren't there for the OG Jeffree during the internet music days. There was a lot of OG fans for myself when it wasn't as cool to love Jeffree that did, because his music was just so incredible and it was so Jeffree. Another reason the Beauty Killer album was so iconic was that the whole branding behind it and everything was the launchpad for Jeffree Star Cosmetics, which just proves how solid Beauty Killer was as a concept in music before it launched this entire makeup empire. There are so many songs off this album that are still in rotation for me today, and I feel like there's so much we need to discuss about this album and put these incredible songs out into the world. This was so difficult to do because I'm one of the most indecisive people on the planet, so that's the whole fun behind the top 5. Beauty Killer had 4 singles: Prisoner, Get Away with Murder, Beauty Killer, and Lollipop Luxury featuring Nicki Minaj. And it killed me when I was doing this because there's so many songs I love on the album that I was like, how do I pick my top 5 favorites? And I was trying to balance between some singles and some album cuts, and I was like, what do I pick? What do I do? And then I had to just throw it all out, and I was like, no, I need to pick my top 5 favorite songs that are the ones I listen to the most, that are the ones that had such an impact on me, the ones that have really stood the test of time, and that's what I'm going to do. Here are my top 5 songs from Jeffree Star's Beauty Killer. Up first, at number 5, is Bitch Please. I love this song so much. This song to me screams Jeffree Star. It has the late 2000s internet vibey culture mixed in with it. The lyrics are just so ridiculous at sometimes, like, call me FAG, bitch please. The lyrics were just so fun, and it was one of those ridiculous songs you always just wanted to listen to, and it honestly became like a mini anthem because it was so empowering in a way. You can LICK my pussy. Like, there's so many funny moments in it that's just like, only Jeffree. Bitch Please is also such a MySpace song. Like, this is a song you would have had on your profile that you wanted your friends to know you knew, because it wasn't one of the standout singles by Jeffree. It was one of the more deeper album cuts. So like, if you were a Jeffree Star fan, you knew Bitch Please and you loved Bitch Please. Next up at number 4 is Lollipop Luxury featuring Nicki Minaj. Initially, I was going to put the song higher in my ranking because it is a song I always listen to, but then I realized Nicki Minaj doesn't come in till the end of the song, and her verse on it has always been revered by fans and Barbs, like diehard Barb like myself, as like one of her best verses from the time, and it was just such a fun verse. It was such a fun Nicki verse, and it honestly is like crazy to think now because she's the queen of rap, and Jeffree Star had her on his album back in 2009. And this song was on I feel like this song was on YouTube for a while, and you found it in different corners of the internet before it was like actually officially released. Especially the gays at the time, it was one of the songs like everybody just knew. I think Lollipop Luxury was a song that was just Jeffree's brand at the time, and it was the song everybody wanted from Jeffree, and we were glad we got it. And then it was made even better by Nicki Minaj. Just singing the chorus like, F me, I'm a celebrity, can't take your eyes off me. And once again, when you got in your car with your friends, like, this was one of the songs that you put on because it was so fun to just get in the car as a ridiculous teenager and throw on Jeffree and like bop to this. Lollipop Luxury is one of those songs that has really had a cult following over the years, and I feel like it's one of the songs that even newer Jeffree fans know. It does deserve a higher ranking than this, but for me, I don't listen to it as much as I do other songs, and I feel like lots of times I'm skimming through it just to get to certain parts, so that's why it wasn't as high in my ranking. But honestly, it deserves to be number 1, and it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of people put Lollipop Luxury as number 1 for their top 5 favorites. Up next at number 3 is Get Away with Murder. I love this song so much, and it was one of my initial favorites when I listened to the album. As I said, it was the second single that was released, and it definitely has single potential to it. For all the songs on this album, it's very poppy. It has a beat that is very danceable. It builds, it has a nice progression. There's a lot of elements to it. It's like, Get Away with Murder is the perfect example of Jeffree trying to take like pop formula at the time and throwing his brand on it. The lyrics, I'm gonna lock you up and get away with murder. It's very Jeffree. I loved the music video. The music video is so awesome, and I love all those different scenes when it's just like him on the couches, the lighting and the music video. There was something to it that was just so Once again, so Jeffree. And it honestly surprises me that this song wasn't bigger than it was because it really deserved a lot of credit at the time. It just has that pop quality to it. And there were like those screaming moments in the chorus in the background. It was like, hey, hey, behind the lyrics. And I feel like that was so perfect for that song, and it made it such a Warped Tour song because it was one of the songs you listen to in mosh pits. It wasn't something that was just pure dance or like pure pop. Get Away with Murder was such like a mosh pit song. It was like the perfect embodiment of a Warped Tour song. Beauty Killer had some more pop, faster moments, and it had a lot of other slower moments too, but I think Get Away with Murder was the perfect mix of tapping into like the current trending sounds while throwing Jeffree Star's personality on it, while also making it directly relevant for the audience who was consuming it at the time, and like the people like myself who were going to these concerts and were like in the mosh pits, and it's like that was the song you jumped, you screamed to, everybody loved it, and everybody was waiting to hear it. Now, Get Away with Murder segues into my second top favorite song from Beauty Killer, which is Prisoner. Prisoner is such a song that makes me so happy. It is one of the songs I always go to listen to, and honestly, it's one of those songs that I said before is still in rotation for me to this day. Unlike Get Away with Murder, which was more geared towards the audience, I feel like Prisoner as the lead single was geared a little bit more towards the masses and was taking Jeffree Star's brand and making it more digestible for a lot more people, and I feel like they killed it with it. Similar to Get Away with Murder, Prisoner has such like a screaming nature to it that you just want to yell these lyrics at the top of your lungs when you're listening to it, and I would say it really is the crowning jewel of Beauty Killer as a whole. Even though it was the first single, and I feel like it's just so cliche to be like, oh my god, the first single, of course it's like one of your favorites off the album. It truly is something that was done so perfectly, and it really blows my mind that Prisoner is not a bigger song than it is. And I feel like a lot of the newer Jeffree Star fans don't even know that this song exists, which is just like, how? How do you not know? I think due to more of its pop structure, but you can put Prisoner on to this day and it still sounds relevant. And I think that's another example of how this Beauty Killer album has stood the test of time in a lot of ways and has so many core fans like myself, because a lot of the music is just timeless in a way, which is funny to say. I love the production of Prisoner, and I love that the verses are a little bit more vibey, they're a little bit darker, they're a little bit slower, and then the chorus just, it like builds up and it's just like, it goes. You know what I mean? And you're listening to it and you're just like, I'll be your prisoner tonight. And then like the under your spell, and it had like so many different sounds and different moments to it that were alive in other songs on the album, but Prisoner really like took all of that in, made it Jeffree. Honestly, there are no words for it, and I feel like Prisoner could be one of Jeffree Star's best songs of all time. But the reason it's not number one on my list is because there's a song that I love so much, it's just such a core favorite of mine. My number one top favorite song from Jeffree Star's Beauty Killer is Electric Sugar Pop. When I tell you I love this song so much, it's not some massive pop song like Prisoner or Get Away with Murder. I bet it doesn't even have the likability factors that those two songs had as well, which I think is another reason why I like it so much. It's one of those deep album cuts. It's a song that I'm sure lots of Jeffree Star fans do not know to this day. I think this song also plays into a lot of the branding behind Beauty Killer and a lot of the themes that were running through it. I love the lines, how it's like, delicious and naughty, give a shock to the body. It's electric sugar pop. Your heartbeat's racing with the anticipation. I think Electric Sugar Pop is actually the song on the album that best encapsulates everything that Beauty Killer is as a whole. It's pop. It's death. It's bloody. It's electric. It's emo. It's sleek. It's fun. It's clubby. It's grungy. But it's also like bright. It's gumdrops and rainbows in some ways. It's this weird world of Jeffree Star all coming into one song. What I love about this song is the lyrics and the way Jeffree sings them, because it's like he's bouncing from word to word, which makes it more interesting to listen to. And the lyrics themselves also make you just visualize Electric Sugar Pop. Like, it sounds what it is. I feel like this song is Jeffree Star's take on Gwen Stefani's Bubble Pop Electric, but it's more of like the emo version. Now I feel like Electric Sugar Pop is a song I want to hear more than anything live in concert. So that is my top 5 favorite songs from Jeffree Star's Beauty Killer. I hope you guys like this video. Let me know in the comments. I want to know, what are your top 5 favorite songs from this album? Do you agree with me? Were my songs right? Should I have picked different songs? What should have made the cut? Let me know in the comments, and while you're down there, subscribe and hit the alert bell because I will be putting out a lot more of these videos, and I want to hear from you guys. What are these songs that we should all be listening to? What are the best songs that we think from these albums? Because it's not always the singles. Here's to hoping we will be getting some new Jeffree Star music soon. Until next time.